We need to talk about Social Security. That is the hot topic of the day. There's a lot of folks out there worried about losing Social Security. They invested all their lives and now they want a return on investment. But the Republicans want to do what they can to take it away. Republicans are whining about it too. They're saying it's unsustainable. It's in trouble. It'll be insolvent in 5 to 10 years. That's what they say. I even saw a millennial out here whining and crying about the boomers. Well, you got everything and we got nothing, which is absolutely bullshit. My life wasn't that easy, and I was a boomer, and I had to work my ass off and hustle, but that's beside the point. This millennial says, you've got Social Security, but it'll never be here when I get old enough. Let me tell you a little story. Let's go back to the late 70s, early 80s. I'm 19, 20, 21 years of age. In that moment in time, Ronald Reagan became president of the United States. The Republicans took power. And guess what I was hearing when I was 19, 20 years old? Old people talking about Social Security. Then they'd look at me and say, oh, you're never going to get Social Security. It'll be wiped out. It'll be gone. It'll be bankrupt by the time you get to be old enough to get Social Security. And at the time, what do I care? I'm 19, 20 years old. I don't know from Social Security. In my mind, I'm going to be rich and famous by then, so I don't give a fuck. But they kept telling me that you won't get Social Security. But imagine my surprise. Here I sit 40, 50 years later, 65 years of age. Guess what? I'm collecting Social Security, and next month I'm going to be on Medicare. How could that be? 50 years ago, they're telling us it's going to be insolvent, that it doesn't work. But what's the common factor here? Ronald Reagan, the Republicans were coming in. They were going after Social Security even then, and they were trying to tell us it is unstable or it's going to be insolvent. That's the story they were going to try to sell. It didn't go, of course, because Social Security stayed intact. Now we have Republicans back, Donald Trump and these crazy fucking Trump-a-fucks. They're telling the same story again. I'm going to tell you this. Social Security doesn't have near the problems that they're saying it does. I mean, these are the same motherfuckers that told us COVID was a hoax and that Donald Trump really won in 2020. So can we really believe the bullshit they say? There's one quick and easy fix. If there is, in fact, a problem with Social Security, we can fix that motherfucker quick, fast, and in a hurry. And here's what we do. The way Social Security is laid out, you pay into Social Security commensurate to what you make for a living. So if you make $10,000 a year, you pay one amount. If you make $100,000 a year, you pay a higher amount. That seems reasonable. But once you get to $175,000, you've maxed out how much you have to pay in Social Security. So here's what I mean. If you make $175,000, you pay that amount. But if you make $10 million, you still pay the $175,000 amount. There's a cap on how much you have to pay to Social Security. So how do we fix this? Everybody pays the same percentage based on what they make. People making over $175,000 have to pay more into Social Security because they fucking make more. And if you did that, there'd be no problem with Social Security. You couldn't whine about it. But guess what? These same Republicans that tell us that Social Security has problems, they're against rich people paying their fair share. So that's what the fucking deal is.